Me and Kim, I just got my Italy retreat up on my website. Me and Kim are doing 2 Italy retreats next June. One is on land, so it's near the Amalfi Coast. It's like a little Italian villa that we'll be staying in. And then the other is sailing. So we'll be living on a catamaran for 7 days, and you just kind of hop around. It will be Sardinia. So we'll be hopping around the island of Sardinia. So if you're interested, you can ask me any questions, and also all the info is on my website, which is just katieshifkinyoga.com. Okay, let's do it. So find a comfortable seat if you're not already there. And if you feel like there's some other position that you would rather be in to begin your practice, that's fine with me. You might want to take a moment to kind of move your body around, just get your wiggles out or get a little bit of physical feedback. And then eventually settle into your seated meditation. Find stillness, close your eyes. Bring your hands somewhere to rest intentionally. And just take these first few moments to become more present, to become more aware, to really allow yourself to arrive in this space. So notice whatever there is to notice. Notice the feeling of your sit bones on the ground, air on your skin, any other physical sensations that are present in your body. Notice energetically what's going on inside. Notice emotionally if anything is there. And we're not judging, we're just observing, we're just taking in information. Start to become more aware of your breath. So feel into the subtle expansion of your inhales, contraction of your exhales. And then next time you breathe in, intentionally fill up as big as you can. Take a moment to hold in the fullness of your breath. See if you can hold a little bit longer than you want to, maybe even sip in a little bit more. Open your mouth, great big sigh, let it go. Ah, yes, very nice. Again, just like that, inhale, fill up. Take that moment at the top, pause, see if you can hold your breath, but relax just a little bit around your held breath. And then when you're ready, big open mouth sigh, let it go, sigh it out. Ah. One more time on your own. Hold for as long as you want at the top of your inhale. And then when you're ready, just open your mouth and let it go. No hurry. After you've taken that big exhalation, seal your lips and begin to drop into Ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose by way of the back of your throat. Really feel and also hear your breath as it flows through. See if you can be patient with the breath. See if you can breathe bigger and deeper than you thought you could. See if you can regulate it so it's slow and steady. Stay right here in your seated meditation for as long as you want to. So if you're enjoying this, you want to savor it, stay here for a while. If you're ready to move, take your Ujjayi breath with you and come forward to hands and knees. Just start to move through your cat-cow undulations. And then from cat-cows, you guys know the drill. You can start to move around and any way that calls to you. Maybe you want to circle your hips around. Maybe you want to sit back into a child's pose. So everybody eventually hands and knees and just explore your own intuitive movement, your own creative movement. Use your breath, use your awareness. So see if you can keep perhaps your eyes closed just to get out of your head. So letting everything else kind of fade away and just feel whatever there is to feel inside. Feel the mobility in your spine. Feel your shoulders, your hips, your hands. Even notice, are you holding any tension through your face, through your jaw, through your neck? Very nice, you guys. So no rush. Take your time in your next 3 to 5 rounds. Downward facing dog is our eventual destination. So you can start to find your way back to your down dog, however you would like, whenever you are ready. Nice job, friends. And then once you're back in down dog, just like you did on your hands and your knees, feel around, explore. So maybe you want to pedal out your heels, shift your weight from side to side. Maybe you want to give your head a nice little shake or a little nod. Maybe you want to lift one leg up and then the other. These coasters I've given you, they're consent coasters. So if you do want hands-on adjustments, you can turn it over to the yellow side. It says, yes, please. If you would rather not have any hands-on today, just keep it as it is. Downward facing dogs, a few more breaths. So feel into the length of your spine. Feel into the length of your side bodies. If it feels good, you can straighten your legs. If it feels better, keep a big bend in your knees. There's a million ways to explore your down dog, to be in your down dog, to adjust your down dog. So get curious rather than just popping up into the pose and tuning out. Work your way into the pose, breath by breath, moment to moment, feeling whatever there is, whatever little micro movements, whatever little micro adjustments you can make. So there's so much to observe just in your down dog, even if you've been here hundreds of times before. You guys look great. Take one more big inhale into your downward facing dog. As you exhale, look to the top of your space, and however you want to get there, come into your forward fold, top of your yoga mat. Hang out for a moment. So maybe a ragdoll pose, grab opposite elbows. Maybe hands behind your head, interlace your fingers at the base of your skull, get the back of your neck some traction. You could sway or bob or bounce. So try to really let your head hang heavy, let your neck relax, let your facial muscles relax. Yeah, and then focus on lifting your butt up as high as you can by using the strength in your core. So you should feel a connection to your center in your forward fold. Take one more breath. And then next time you breathe in, find a halfway lift position. So nice and long through your spine, back of your neck. Exhale, let it go. Thanks, Chris. Do that once more. Halfway lift. Top of your head reaches forward. Back of your neck is long. Broaden through your sit bones. Exhale, release. This time we'll rise all the way up. So leading with your heart, take it all the way to stand. Arms to the sky. Stretch and lengthen. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then as you exhale, bring your right hand to your right hip. Press your hips gently over to the left as you reach towards the right side of the room, side body stretch. You can keep your right hand on your right hip for support, or if you want, you might slide your right fingertips down the outside of your right thigh, just ever so gently. Breathe into your left side, a little more weight in your left foot. Keep pressing into the inner edge of your left foot. Nice, Christine. Take one more full round of breath. Nice, Victoria. Inhale back to center, both arms up, realign. And then as you exhale, same thing to the other side. So hand to your left hip, reach towards the windows. This side might feel different, so listen to that. Breathe into that. Root into your right foot, especially the inner edge. Yeah, and then breathe into your right rib cage, waistline. Even reach through your fingertips. Take one more round. Inhale back to center, both arms up. And as you exhale, take your slow dive all the way down, forward fold. Beautiful. Halfway lift position, breathe in and lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Inhale at the top of your push-up. See if you can rock forward onto your tippy toes or knees come down to modify. Exhale, lower just halfway. Try not to let your shoulders roll forward. Inhale, push back up into your high plank. Do that one more time. Exhale, little rock forward, lower halfway down. Very nice. Inhale, push back up. Awesome, Jane. Exhale this time all the way to your belly. Take your time, go slow. Spider-Man Cobra, bring your hands out to frame your yoga mat up on your fingertips, elbows face the sky, lift your heart as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, take a little twist to your right side, let your left shoulder dip down a bit. Inhale back through center, lift your heart, tone your belly, navel to spine, press through your shoelaces. Other side, exhale, little twist, right shoulder dips. Yeah, inhale back to center, heart lifts, belly tones. And then release, exhale, let it go. However you want to transition back to your downward facing dog. From your down dog, you guys, take your right foot and step it forward just about 1 foot or maybe even a half a foot. It's like you're in a really, really kind of narrow warrior one or short warrior one with your legs. So right foot steps forward, bend your knee, keep lifting your butt. Yeah, good. See if you can press your right heel towards the ground and then lengthen through the back of your left leg even more. One more breath. And then end of your exhale, just switch it out. So step your right foot back, left foot forward just a bit. You can bend your left knee. So again, it's almost like you're in a warrior one stance, but really, really short. Keep lifting your hips. See if you can press your left heel down. See if you can work your right heel down. Breathe, push the ground away. One more round. And then end of your exhale, regular down dog. Take just a moment, walk it out, adjust if needed. Feel into your shoulders, feel into the strength in your arms, the connection to your center. Breathe down the backs of your legs. Very nice. One more inhale. Exhale, look to the top of your mat and find your way forward, forward fold. Halfway lift position with your inhale. Exhale, let it go. Ah, nice, Janet. Root through your feet. Take it all the way to stand. Arms to the sky. Stretch it out. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, this time inhale, arms up. And then as you exhale, bring your hands behind your back as if you're about to place them into your back pockets. So either fingers face down, or if this bothers your wrist, you can point your thumbs in, wrap your fingers around your waist. You could also make fists. So whichever one of those variations works best for you. Roll your shoulders back and down, point your elbow tips straight back, hug in with your inner thighs like you're squeezing a block, and then start to press your hands forward into your hips. At the same time, press your hips back into your hands. Feel your butt tone and your low belly tone. Lift your heart. See if you can curl open a little bit more. Try not to let your head just collapse back, but extend back. Strength through the sides of your neck. Hug in with your inner thighs. Press hands into hips, hips back into hands. Lift your heart one last round. As you inhale, lead with your heart to bring it back to neutral. You can reach your arms up if you want to. And then bend your knees, hands to the tops of your thighs, fingers wrap in. Take some standing cat-cows or some circles with your torso. You could also kind of get creative, maybe just move your hips and your shoulders side to side. So feel around, neutralize your spine after that big standing back bend. Most of the time, I think it feels better in my body if I have my feet just a little wider than my hips, but totally up to you. When you feel complete here, all the way down into a forward fold. Nice job, friends. Ujjayi breath. Next, inhale, halfway lift position, lengthen out. Yeah, exhale, bow, let it go. Plant your hands, step back to plank and pause in your plank pose. One arm at a time, lower down to your forearms, forearm plank. Keep your core really strong, navel to spine connection. Now, from here, stay on both forearms. Keep pressing both forearms into the ground. Bring your feet together. And then roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. Left foot stacks on top of right. Feel it in your right side obliques. Breathe. Press both forearms down. Keep a little lift through your waistline. One more round. End of your exhale through center over to the other side. So roll onto the baby toe edge of left foot. Right foot stacks on top of left. Both forearms are down. Lift your hips just a little bit and feel the strength in your left side. Soften your face. One more round. Good job. Back to center. Press up to your hands. High plank. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Exhale, slowly lower. Back bend of your choice as you inhale. Take your time. And then as you are ready, downward facing dog all the way back. Big deep breaths. All right, from your dog pose, inhale, take your right leg to the sky. And if you want, feel free to explore a bit. Open your hip, maybe circle your right knee around or circle out through your right ankle. Keep pressing down through both hands. Keep lifting from your center. And then everybody next inhale, right leg strong and powerful. Make it as long as you can. Exhale, right knee to your nose, curl in, hollow out. Step through as softly as possible. Low lunge. And then from your low lunge, slowly rise, crescent. So take your time to settle in, stabilize through your legs. Front hip pulls back hip pulls forward. Yes, a little tone in your low belly. So it doesn't feel like your ribs are sticking out, but it feels like your front ribs are knitting together, even just the slightest bit. Lift your heart, maybe lift your gaze, and then feel your breath. Feel yourself here in this moment in crescent lunge. What is there to notice? Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, swing your arms back, hinge forward. We're preparing for a balance. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards your spine. If you want, option to interlace your fingers behind your back. From here, root into your front foot, float your back foot off the ground. It can be airplane, it can be warrior three. You can keep your hands clasped behind you. So you do you, find your fullest expression in this moment. Airplane pose, warrior three, arms are your choice. Beautiful, one last breath. End of your exhale, slowly come back to crescent. So left toe step down, arms back up. Take just a moment, find your breath if you've lost it, slow it down. Next time you exhale, bring your hands to the earth. We'll add a twist. So left hand on the ground, right arm to the sky, revolve lunge. Yes, see if you can keep your legs strong. So hug in with your inner thighs. Imagine your right knee is magnetized to your left armpit, but then try to pull your right hip towards the back of the room energetically. Awesome, Jane. Back leg super strong, just as strong as your front leg. Breathe down into your belly. See if you can twist a little bit further with your exhale. Take one last round. Awesome job, friends. End of your exhalation, let it go. Walk your hands over to the left long edge of your mat. And then from here, we're gonna move all the way into Skandasana towards the back edge of our mat. So you can keep all toes facing forward, walk your hands back and bend your left knee. This is a perfect place to stay if this feels like enough. Otherwise, left toes pivot towards the back edge of your mat, right toes pivot up to face the sky. If at all possible, your left heel stays on the ground. So try to sit your pelvis, your butt, down and let your heart lift up. Flex your right toes and imagine your heels are magnetized to each other. So squeeze them towards one another. Wherever you're at, breathe. If you want to challenge, arms out or arms up. Flexion through your right toes if they're facing the sky. One last round. And then end of your exhalation, wide-legged straddle position. So come back. All 10 toes face forward towards the windows. Let's find a halfway lift, inhale. And then you choose anywhere you want to go. Exhale. About 5 rounds. Wherever you choose to be, only thing I care about, your breath is there, your awareness is there. You're paying attention. You're feeling from the inside. You're listening to the feedback that your body is giving you. So learning how to listen to your body, it takes time. It takes practice. It's a relationship. You have to practice listening. It doesn't just come like with a magic wand. It takes time to learn. So what can you feel today? Just get curious about it. Last couple breaths. Good job. Next time you breathe in, come back to your halfway lift and just keep your fingertips on the ground. Crawl your hands to the top of your space. Rotate your toes to face forward. So you're in a low lunge. From low lunge, we're going to move into a warrior 3 with our fingertips on the ground, our hands on a block or blocks. So walk your hands forward, float your back leg up, spine parallel to the ground, back leg parallel to the ground, hips square. Now moving into revolved half moon, left hand stays on the ground or on a block. Bring your right thumb to the crease in your right hip. So you're literally sticking your thumb in that crease and push back. As you push back, you should feel your upper body start to twist to the right. Keep working that twist. And eventually maybe right arm to the sky. Yeah. Squeeze your inner thigh. Beautiful, friends. See if you can open through the right side of your heart. Back leg strong and powerful. You got it. One last round. Awesome work. End of your exhale. Release forward fold. Step down at the top of your mat. You can give your right leg a little shake out. Or your left leg a little shake out, whatever you need. Next time you breathe in, spinal extension, lengthen. Exhale, let it go, fold. Root through your feet all the way to stand. Arms reach up, big stretch. Hands to heart, exhale. For just a moment, flow with your breath. Inhale, reach up. Side body stretch of your choice to your right. So maybe right hand to right hip. Inhale through center. Other side with your exhale. Again, it's your choice, so make it your own if you want. Inhale, back up. This time, little baby back bend. Cactus your arms, hug in with your inner thighs as you curl open. Gently press your hips forward. Inhale, neutralize, re-extend. Reach up, and then slow dive as you exhale all the way down. Nice, Kate. Halfway lift position, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Once again, come down to your forearms, forearm plank. Strong through your belly, strong through your shoulders. This time, option for forearm side plank. Right forearm is your base. Roll to the baby toe edge of your right foot and lift your left arm up. So this time you're opening towards the windows. Lift your hips really high. Feel the strength in your left obliques. Yes. Maybe your left arm reaches forward towards me. Maybe your left leg floats up. See if you can lift your hips a tiny bit higher. Feel the strength in your right shoulder. One last round. Awesome job, you guys. Slow motion to the other side. So come through your forearm plank and then switch it up. Left forearm is your base. Baby toe edge of left foot is karate chopping the ground. Yes, lift your hips. Maybe right arm forward, maybe right leg up. Your fullest expression. You're working so hard. Is there a little bit of softness you can find? Soften your face, soften your outer shell. Last round. Very nice. Back to forearm plank. Back to high plank. Press up to your hands. Inhale at the top of your push-up. You guys are awesome. Exhale, slowly lower down. Back bend of your choice. Take your time. And then for just a moment, resting pose. Maybe child's, maybe heroes, maybe embryo. So give yourself a moment to just breathe, to reconnect, to feel. So feel all that prana, all that life force moving through you, circulating inside of you. In your next couple rounds, my friends, downward facing dog. All right, Ujjayi breath, fire it up. Feel it, hear it. Inhale, left leg to the sky. And then if you want to, feel free to explore just a bit. Open your hip, roll out your ankle, take some circles with your knee. Good job, friends. Stay rooted through your hands, through all of your fingers. Stay lifted, connected to your center. One more inhale, left leg long, strong, and powerful. Exhale, left knee to your nose, curl in, hollow out, then step forward as soft as you can, low lunge. Rise up to crescent, no hurry. So stabilize through your legs. Your legs are your strong foundation. Left hip pulls back energetically, right hip pulls forward. And then see if you can feel into your own unique expression in your upper body. So that doesn't mean you have to change anything physically, but just feel into it. What does your pose feel like today? What does your body feel like in this posture? So again, creating that relationship, tuning in, listening. Is there any way you can adjust? Take one more big inhale. And then as you exhale, hinge forward, reach back, preparing for our balance. Option only if you want to interlace your fingers again. When you are ready, back foot floats off the ground. You can go for more of an airplane, more of a smiley face shape, or more of a warrior three, strong straight line. Arms are your choice. Yes. Big deep breaths, hips square, face soft. One more round, your fullest expression today on this side, and then back to crescent lunge. Nice, Jane. Soft landing if possible, arms to the sky. Settle back in, find your breath, nice and slow. One more inhale. Exhale, hands down, revolved lunge. So right hand on the ground or a block, left arm to the sky, legs strong. Try not to sink into your back leg or your back hip. Yeah, but keep your hips nice and level. And then twist from your center. Good job, Justin. So breathe down into your low back, low belly. Feel the space there. And then as you exhale, move into that space just a tiny bit further. Beautiful, friends. Awesome, Kirsten. Take one last round. Maybe even gaze up at your left hand. End of your exhale, let it go. Walk your hands over to the right long edge of your mat. Parallel your feet, straighten both legs. Find a halfway lift and keep walking your hands towards the back edge of your mat. Bend your right knee. This is enough. You can stay here if you want. Maybe you play with reaching your arms out to both sides. If you want to go for full Skandasana, right toes pivot towards the back edge, and then left toes pivot to face up. A lot of times people like to come up on their right tiptoes for this. It's not bad, but you're just not getting what we're trying to get out of the posture. It's usually an adjustment of your pelvis. So right heel comes down and then butt towards the ground, heart lifts up, flex your left toes back, and imagine you're trying to pull your heels together so there's muscle energy in your legs. If you want more, arms up or arms out, and about 2 or 3 more breaths. Nice job, everybody. End of your next exhale, slowly bring it back into your wide-legged straddle position. So all of your toes now face forward. Find a halfway lift just to realign. And then whenever you're ready, either work your fold or explore any way you want to play. Thanks, Christine. Very nice, everybody. Good awareness. Wherever you're at, your breath is still there, big, spacious. Your awareness, you're feeling into your body. You're telling your body, I'm listening. The more you listen, the more it talks to you. The more your relationship grows, just like any other relationship. Next time you inhale, come back to a halfway lift position, this time fingertips on the ground so you can bend your knees if needed. And then walk your hands forward, rotate your toes forward, back to low lunge. From our low lunge, we're moving towards our revolved half moon. So first find a warrior three with your fingertips on the ground or hands on a block or blocks. So you want a halfway lift in your spine, back leg parallel to the earth. Bring your left thumb to the crease in your left hip. Yeah, and literally push your left hip back As you do that, you should feel your upper body start to twist towards the windows. Keep working that twist with your core, and then maybe left arm to the sky. Yes, awesome. Back leg stay strong and powerful. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Twist from your center, breathe down into your belly. Last round. Use your exhale to twist, twist, twist. End of your exhale, let it go forward, fold. Left leg shakes out, or maybe you pedal out your heels. So whatever would feel good to you. For just a moment, reconnect to your breath. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold, let it go. Root through your feet, take it all the way to stand. Arms reach up, stretch tall. Hands to heart, exhale. All right, from here, keep your right foot exactly where it's at and just step your left foot back about a foot or two for a pyramid stance. So I like my feet on 2 train tracks, all 10 toes face forward. It's much easier for me to square off my hips this way. Some people prefer their back foot at about a 30-degree angle and they're on a balance beam. If that feels right to you, then go for it. Take your arms to the sky and then bring your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down, shoulder blades squeeze your spine. See if maybe you can start to add a little back bend. So hug in with your inner thighs as you puff up through your chest, lift your gaze. Breathe into the front of your heart. One more inhale. Keep your clasp as you exhale, heart leads. Pull your right hip back, reach your heart forward, all the way down, forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee, and then feel navel towards your spine at the bottom of each exhale. That's your invitation to dive just a little bit deeper. See if you can keep lifting your knuckles up. See if you can keep lifting your right butt cheek up and back. Yes, beautiful work, you guys. Take 2 more rounds. If you don't like the arms, you want to let the arms go, fine with me. Right hip up and back. Breathe into the back of your right leg. Good job. End of your next exhale. Hands to your low back. Let your arms hang down. Fingertips on the ground. Keep your right foot where it's at and just step your left foot to the back of your mat. You'll be in a low lunge position. From here, hands to the inside of right foot. Walk your right foot out to the width of your mat or maybe even onto the hardwood floor. Start to lower your upper body towards the ground, or another variation, if it feels better, you can let your hips drop down towards the ground, untuck your toes, lift your heart up. More of a lizard pose. So feeling into your pose, your expression, your exploration. Maybe you even want to twist. Cat grabs its tail is an option. If it's in your practice, you can reach back, grab hold of your left foot behind you. So your own pose right here, whatever works for you, whatever feels right for you, even if it's uncomfortable, give your body what it needs. Breathe into your tight spaces, about 3 or 4 more breaths. Open mouth exhales, always welcome. So if it feels like a lot, give it somewhere to go. Send it out your mouth. Nice job. You guys look so good. If you are down on your forearms, take one last breath there. If you're in another variation, one last breath. And then everybody back up to your hands. If your back knee is down, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee up, work your right foot all the way to the back of your mat, plank position. Moving into full side plank now. Right hand is your base, roll onto the baby toe edge of right foot. If you want to modify, you can always bring your right knee down, totally fine with me. Left arm to the sky, lift your hips. So the more you can lift your hips, the more you will use your right side abdominals and get out of your wrist and your shoulder. I'm gonna call it your ankle. Left arm forward if you want, left leg floats up if you can. Lift your hips higher, one last round. Beautiful, friends. Plank or modified plank. Inhale at the top, push the ground away. Exhale, slowly lower. Back bend of your choice as you inhale. And then for a moment, resting pose, child's, embryo, heroes, whatever you want. Maybe you want to lay on your belly. Just take a moment to breathe, to feel, to notice. Good job, everybody. Take a couple more grounding breaths. And then downward facing dog. Okie doke. From your dog pose, inhale your right leg to the sky. And then peel your hip open. So bend your knee, reach your knee out and up, open through the front of your right hip and feel that stretch there. If this feels good, maybe this is where you want to stay. Option to flip your dog. Right foot comes down behind you. Right arm forward, heart forward. Lift your hips. Breathe down into your belly. One last round in your back bend. And then come back. Three-legged down dog. Everybody find square hips. How does that feel different? You can take your time, work back into square. One more inhale, right leg strong and powerful. Reach, lengthen. Exhale, step your right foot to the top of your yoga mat. All right, from here, friends, just step your back foot forward, forward fold. And then halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bow, let it go. Root through your feet all the way up to stand. Arms to the sky. Stretch tall. Hands to heart. Exhale. All right. Left foot stays where it's at. Right foot steps back. So finding your pyramid stance on this side. Hips square. Left hip pulls back. Right hip pulls forward. Take your arms up. Inhale. And then exhale. Hands behind your back. Interlace. Option to switch to one finger over this time, just to change it up, just to be different. Get out of our habits. So shoulders back and down. Shoulder blades hug your spine. Reach back if you can. Lift your heart if you want. One more in breath. Lead with your heart. Hinge at your left hip and pull your left hip back as you take it all the way down into your fold. So aim, forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee, navel towards your spine at the bottom of each exhale. If you don't like the arms, you want to let them go at any time, fine with me. Keep pulling your left butt cheek up, up, up. Keep pressing the top of your left thigh back, back, back. And then each exhalation, there's your invitation. Dive just a little deeper. Nice, Janet. Take your last couple breaths. Nice job. Good work. End of your exhalation. Hands to low back. Release your clasp. Fingertips to the ground so you can bend your front knee if needed. And then just step your back foot all the way back so you're in a low lunge. Hands to the inside of left foot. Walk your left foot out to the width of your mat. Your choice, start to work your upper body closer to the ground, or maybe you let your hips drop down, back knee comes down, heart lifts up. Maybe you want to work into cat grabs its tail, add a little twist, grab hold of your back foot. So lots of ways to explore this posture. Lots of ways to be in your body and feel into what does your body need most? Maybe just get curious. There's not necessarily a right or a wrong answer. Thanks, Chris. Wherever you're at, face is soft. You're not straining. You're not forcing. You're able to take those big, deep breaths. Couple more. Really nice variations, everybody. Open mouth size if you want. From wherever you are at, start to work your way back up to your hands. So plant your hands under your shoulders. Your back knee is down, lift it up, and then work your left foot back. So you're in a plank position. From our plank pose, we've got one more side plank. Left hand is your base. Karate kick the ground with the outer edge of left foot. Lift your hips so high. Yeah, so use your left side abdominals as much as you can. Maybe reach right arm forward. Maybe float your right leg up. And then soften around it. Soften your face, soften your outer shell, your fullest expression right here, right now. One last breath. Beautiful work. Plank or modify. Inhale at the top. Exhale, lower down slowly, mindfully. Inhale into a back bend of your choice. And then again, find a resting pose and just give yourself a moment. Tune in, notice, come back. Open mouth exhales, always welcome. So if it would feel good, sigh it out your mouth. Ah. And in your next couple of rounds, downward facing dog. All right, from your down dog, inhale left leg to the sky. Try not to move through your hands or your shoulders as you peel your left hip open. So bend your knee, reach your knee out and up. Imagine you're squeezing an invisible rolled up washcloth behind your knee. And then see if you can lift your knee a little bit higher. Stay here, or option to flip, wild thing or flip dog. So left foot down, left arm forward, or maybe left hand behind your head. Lift your heart. Imagine your heart wants to look at this front wall. Take one more round. Back body so strong. And then end of your exhale, bring it back. Everybody, three-legged down dog, left leg square. So square off your hips. Take one more inhale, make it long, strong, and powerful. Exhale ever so softly, step your left foot to the top of your mat. Step your right foot to the top of your mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, bow and fold. Root to rise all the way up, arms to the sky. And hands to heart center, exhale. All right, working with one last balance here. Left foot is your foundation, so visualize all your breath coming into your left foot, float your right knee up, and then take your arms up, standing staff. If this is where you want to stay, absolutely fine with me. Work with your balance here. Otherwise, moving into a twist, left hand to the outside of right knee. Right hand can either reach back or right hand to your sacrum. Gently press your arms into your legs. Use that as leverage. If and only if you want to, grab your right foot and start to extend your right leg forward. Press out through your heel and flex your toes back. Only extend as much as you can without rounding your spine. So keep your spine long, keep the front of your shoulders broad and open. Yes, awesome. Nice, Victoria, wherever you're at, 2 more breaths. If you fall out, totally fine. That's why we are here. We're practicing. Slowly unwind, arms to the sky, standing staff. Option to extend your right leg if it's not already. One more inhale. Exhale, listen. Cross your right leg behind your left leg and slow dive down. So you're gonna forward fold with your right foot crossed behind left. Put more weight in your right foot, the one that's in the back. You can come up to left tiptoes or bend your left knee a lot if you need to. Pull your right hip back and start to crawl your hands over to the left. Go as far as you want, as far as feels right. Stay rooted through the inner edge of right foot and keep pulling your right hip back. Breathe up your right side and down your right leg. Relax your neck. Soften your face, not forcing, not straining. Just breath by breath. Moving into that space. Couple more. You guys look so good. Nice work. Good awareness. End of your next exhalation. Walk your hands back to center. Uncross your legs so you're in a regular forward fold. Let's just take a little slow to kind of reset before we do that balance on the other side. So next inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, vinyasa your way. Add or subtract anything you want to. Take your time, no rush. End up back in your down dog. Give yourself just a moment in down dog to walk it out. to feel into all that space you have created. All that length in your side bodies, all that length in your spine. Take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, gaze to the top of your mat, step or float, forward fold. Halfway lift position. So even these poses that seem basic, what can you notice? What can you find? Exhale, fold. Root through your feet all the way to stand with awareness, arms to the sky. Try to keep a neutral spine as you reach up. Hands to heart, exhale. All right, rooting down this time into right foot. So maybe you imagine all of your weight coming into your right foot, left knee floats up. Find your balance, find something to focus your gaze on. If this is where you want to stay, work with your balance, perfect. Otherwise, arms up. And then right hand to the outside of left knee. Left arm reaches behind you as you twist. You could also bring left hand to your sacrum, use that as leverage. So this is a perfect place to stay. Stay here, breathe here, or grab hold of your left foot and start to extend your left leg. Personally, I like to go for the outer edge of my left foot. Some people like peace fingers around big toe. So you choose. Try not to round your spine. So spine stays long. Press out through your heel, extend only as far as you can, keeping that length in your spine. Last couple breaths. Awesome work, everybody. See if you can stay balanced and unwind standing staff. Option to extend left if you haven't already. One more inhale. Exhale, cross your legs. So step your left foot behind your right foot and then dive down. Once you're in your fold, you can kind of adjust. So left foot is where you want most of your weight, your back foot. You might lift up to right tiptoes or bend your right knee a lot if that feels better. So our focus is our back leg, our left leg. Left hip pulls back, and then hands start to walk over to the right. You can walk them just a little bit to the right or a lot to the right. Find your own edge, and then be with it. Breathe into it. Stay rooted through your back foot and even the inner edge of your back foot if you can. Relax your neck, soften your face. Yeah. Up your left side, down the back of your left leg. Visualize your breath flowing. Use your imagination. As adults, we don't use our imagination nearly enough. Good work. When you feel pretty even on both sides, friends, just come back to center. So hands back to the center and uncross your legs. Halfway lift, breathe in and lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, vinyasa your way. See you back in downward facing dog. All right. Down dog. Inhale, right leg high. And exhale, pigeon pose, right shin to the top of your mat. So you can absolutely take this on your back or in a seat. You can absolutely go straight into your humble pigeon, bow forward. I'm going to offer an option only if you want to take it. So focus on pulling your right hip back so you feel muscle energy in your legs. You should be able to lift your hands up without sitting into your pigeon. So there's muscle energy there. And then we're going to bend our left knee, reach back, grab hold of our left foot. You can stay right here, or you can work your heel towards your butt. There's even a rotation of your hands, so your fingers kind of rotate forward. You're pressing on the tops of your toes. If mermaid pose is in your practice, you're welcome to take it if you want. So work on that quad stretch for as long as you want to, and then focus on just the hip whenever you're ready, bowing forward. Good job. Big deep breaths. I'm going to come around with a little essential oil spritz. Does anybody, by the raise of hand, not want it on them or near them? All right. Thank you so much. So just focus on that deep breathing. Focus on softening the areas of tension, softening the areas that feel dense or heavy. Breathe in. Imagine your breath moving into those spaces. So each exhalation, just soften something somewhere. It might not even be a physical softening, it's an energetic softening. Letting go of your rigidity or your contraction, allowing your body to give in just a little more. Take about 3 or 4 more rounds in your pigeon. Open mouth sighs, always welcome. Slowly begin to find your way up and into a seated position. So you'll just ease your way. You can let your hips open as you ease your way onto your right butt cheek and then swing your left leg around. Take both legs forward for a moment and just shake them out. All right. Left leg stays extended, sole of your right foot to your left inner thigh. Allow your hips to open towards the right side of the room. So you're not forward folding. We're opening up and we're gonna take a side body stretch. So foot into leg, leg into foot, flex your left toes back. Feel both of your sit bones on the ground. Press your left heel down, reach your arms up. Inhale here. As you exhale, left hand to left leg, right arm reaches forward, forward, forward. Your left hand can slide down your left leg. If it's available to you, you might grab your left big toe with your peace fingers. For me, that's too much. I have to close off to get that. So I just keep reaching with my right fingertips. You don't need to force yourself into a pose you're not quite ready for. Your body's not quite ready for. You'll get more out of being where you're at. Press foot into leg, leg into foot. Flex your left toes, press down through your left heel. And now see if you can even try to press down through the back of your left thigh. Breathe into your right side. Maybe you take your gaze slightly up. Let your heart open a little more. One last huge full body breath. Inhale, back up, both arms up. Exhale, right hand comes down behind you, fingers face away from your body. This might be where you stay and you can just lift your heart, gaze up. Otherwise, push into your hand, push into your left heel, lift your hips. You can root down now into your left foot, lengthen. Maybe it's a modified side plank or a modified wild thing, up to you. We're going for space length, feel into it. One last huge inhale. And if you want lion's breath as you exhale, stick out your tongue, cross your eyes, make noise. Yeah, and then listen, sit bones down. We're gonna come into a forward fold now. So your legs stay the same. Sweep your left arm forward. It's like you're a ninja. Sweep it forward and back. Right arm follows. Right hand grabs your left foot. And then you can kind of adjust. Pull your left butt cheek back. Kind of square off your upper body. You need to come out of it and go back into it another time. Totally fine with me. You're now working forehead toward shin, nose toward knee. Left butt cheek is pulling back. Yeah. And you can even use your left hand behind you, left fingertips, to kind of leverage your upper body forward. Nice job, friends. About 2 or 3 more breaths. Good work. And end of your next exhale all the way to empty and just slowly bring it up. You can roll up. The very last thing to lift is your head. Once your head stacks, bring your hands behind you, extend your right leg forward, shake it out. If you want, you can take a couple rounds of some seated windshield wipers. However you want to get back to down dog, start working your way back. If you want a boat pose, a little bit of core, a few breaths. And then from your boat, you can cross your ankles, plant your hands, hop back, step back, totally up to you. Vinyasa if you want. Don't vinyasa if you don't want. Back and down dog, find your breath, walk it out. Notice, how does right leg feel compared to left leg? Right side compared to left side. I'm not judging, just observing, just noticing. All right, big spacious inhalation, left leg to the sky. Pigeon pose, left shin to the top of your mat, gently set your body down. Again, if you want to take it on your back or in a seat on this side, of course, always an option. If you want to go straight into humble pigeon, please do. If you want that quad stretch, find first the integrity of the pose, to strengthen the structure. So keep pulling your left hip back and then bend your right knee. Your left hand can come to a block or the ground in front of you. Right hand reaches back to grab the top of your foot. This might be where you stay, or you can work heel towards your butt and even rotate your fingers forward so you're pressing down on the tops of your toes. Have a little bit of gentle leverage, so you're pressing foot into hand, hand back into foot. If you want to go into mermaid pose, that's in your practice, totally fine. Whenever you're done with that quad stretch, you can just let it go and bow. Nice, Victoria. Breathe. Just feeling whatever there is to feel on this side. I know in these moments where you have more time, it's tempting to go somewhere else, to try to figure out something else that you're doing today or what you need to buy at the grocery store. See if you can stay here. So give that gift to yourself. Just be with your body, your breath, your emotions, any sensations. Something we don't do nearly enough. How often in your life are you in a place, but you're actually completely elsewhere in your mind? So let yourself be right here and just soak it all in. Soak in the feeling of this posture, the energy of this pose. Notice, feel, observe, respond. Open mouth exhale is always welcome. About 3 or 4 more breaths. Side out your mouth anytime. Slowly begin to find your way up, coming into a seated position once again. So nice and easy. You can give your legs a little shake out. Maybe you give your thighs a nice little pounding. And then eventually, sole of left foot, right inner thigh. Allow your hips to open, so adjust if you need to. Flex your right toes back, press down through your right heel. Root down through both sit bones, sit up super tall. Inhale both arms up. And then side body stretch towards the front of the room. So right hand can come down to your right leg, slide it down, and then left arm reaches forward. We want our heart open. So rather than closing off like you're in a fold, side body stretch. Imagine your heart wants to look up. You can use your right hand on your left, or excuse me, right hand on your right leg, or it can be inside your right leg. Press down into the back of your right heel and try to press down into the back of your right thigh as well. Breathe into your left side, all that length there. Yeah. Sit bones are rooted. Press foot into leg, leg back into foot. Flex through your right toes, press through your right heel. One last breath. Inhale, rise both arms up. Exhale, left hand comes down behind you, fingers face away. Maybe this is where you want to stay. Just lift your heart and gaze up, or lift your hips. So coming into modified side plank, modified wild thing, maybe a little bit of both. Just finding lots of length, lots of space, and breathing into all of it. One more huge inhale. And then exhale, get ready for our ninja move. So lion's breath, ha, and then sit bones come down like a ninja. You're sweeping your right arm forward, left arm follows. Grab hold of your right leg with your left hand wherever you can reach. You might need to kind of adjust your hips a bit. Pull your right butt cheek way back. Forehead toward chin, nose toward knee, navel toward spine. Keep pressing through right heel and try to press through the back of your right thigh. Good work, friends. So as you press through the back of your right thigh, you want to feel the front of your right thigh engage. Even if it's just a little bit, get those muscles to fire. Last couple rounds. Exhale is your invitation to dive just a little bit deeper. End of your next exhale, slowly roll it up one vertebra at a time. Head comes up very last. All right, legs out in front, shake it out, maybe windshield wiper it out. We've got one more seated posture. It's gonna be a wide-legged straddle. Sometimes people like to turn on their mat so that they can have their feet on their mat. If that's you, totally fine. Otherwise, you can stay facing forward. Extend your legs out to both sides. And then take a moment to adjust and see if you can kind of rock forward onto the front edge of your sit bones. You might even be able to push your hips forward so your legs widen a little bit more. Make sure your toes face straight up. They're not rolling back, they're not rolling forward. Press down into backs of your heels. So as you press down into your heels, you get a tiny little bend in the backs of your knees. That's what we're going for. Arms to the sky. You're already on the front of your sit bones. One more inhale. Exhale like a swan dive. Lead with your heart. Hinge at your hips when you can't lengthen anymore. Just let it go. I like to walk my hands forward. Sometimes I like to bring my hands to my feet and use that as a little bit of leverage. Butt back, heart forward. Press through the backs of your heels. And press down now through the backs of your thighs, or at least have that intention like somebody's stepping on the tops of your thighs. Toes face up, not forward or back. Breathe all the way down into your hips, your pelvis, your groin. Allow yourself to be in discomfort for a few breaths. Know that it's only temporary. Soften around it rather than tightening around it. Last couple. As you exhale, you might dive just a little deeper. Maybe you walk your hands forward a tiny bit. Good. And then however you want to find your way back up, slowly, end of your next exhale, start to lift up. Good job, you guys. Bring your legs together, facing forward. You can give them a little shake out. We'll lower onto our backs. You can get there however you want. Option to reach your arms forward, legs forward, squeeze your inner thighs, squeeze your legs together, and super slowly roll down, one vertebra at a time. Try not to let your legs lift. So lots of core. Yeah, once you get down, full body stretch. Take your arms and your legs nice and long. Jane. Yeah, so like you're pulling yourself apart. One more big inhale. And then exhale, arms by your sides. Set up for a bridge pose. So feet on the ground with knees bent. All 10 toes face forward, feet hips width distance apart. You want your ankles pretty much straight down from your knees. Exhale, pull your belly button down, scoop your tailbone up. And as you inhale, peel your spine off your mat. Once you get to the top of your bridge, you can go wherever you want. If you want to interlace your fingers, if you want to robot your arms, if you want to move into your full back bend, upward facing bow, if you're feeling it, go for it. Everybody, about 5 more rounds of breath. Hug in with your inner thighs. Root down, especially through the inner edges of your feet and your heels. You might even pick up your toes and spread them. Imagine you're holding a block with your inner thigh. Squeeze it. Press down through the back of your head so your chin is slightly lifted. Breathe all the way down into your belly. Awesome work. In your next couple of rounds, friends, find your way mindfully back to a neutral spine. I personally love reaching my arms up towards the ceiling as I lower down one vertebra at a time. You can get down onto your spine however you want. Just do it mindfully with awareness. Once you are there, windshield wipers on your back. So feet nice and wide, take it back and forth, slowly, feeling into your hips, your low back. And then next time your knees fall over to the right, just keep them there for a few rounds. If there's a different variation of a twist that you'd rather take, that's fine with me. Or option to bring outer edge of right foot to the outside of left knee and use that gentle leverage to encourage your left knee forward and down. Good. And then in your next couple of breaths, find your way over to the other side. And when you feel pretty much even on both sides, back to center. Move through any finishing poses that you want to. Happy baby pose. Another full body stretch. Yeah, big squeeze of your knees. Maybe just a little rock side to side. So anything else your body is calling for, anything else that you need to finish off your own practice. And then slowly just start to find your way into your final relaxation. No hurry, take your time. Oops. No, come back. And then as you guys settle into your Shavasana, I will read to you a poem by John O'Donohue. It's one of my most favorites ever. It's called For a New Beginning. In out of the way places of the heart, where your thoughts never think to wander, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you were ready to emerge. For a long time, it has watched your desire, feeling the emptiness growing inside you, noticing how you willed yourself on, still unable to leave what you have outgrown. It watched you play with the seduction of safety and the gray promises that sameness whispered, heard the waves of turmoil rise and relent, wondered, would you always live like this? Then the delight when your courage kindled and out you stepped onto new ground, your eyes young again with energy and dream, a path of plenitude opening before you. So these last few moments, friends, just let your breath be effortless. Just let your body take over, let your body breathe you. And just be exactly as you are, where you are, and allow yourself to just soak in all the efforts, all the energy of your practice. Soak in all the energy of the sound bath. Whatever comes, let it come. Whatever goes, let it go. Shavasana. Deep breath in. And let it go. Start to bring gentle movement back into your body. And slowly, mindfully transition into a fetal position on either side as you're ready. And take one last moment, just resting, curled into yourself in this nurturing posture. And invite in a sensation of nurturing, a sensation of just being held and supported. What does that feel like in your body? Feel the ground underneath you, Mother Earth supporting and holding you. Just kind of soak it in. Using the strength in your arms, ease your way up into seated meditation, right back where we began. As you come into your seat, notice if anything feels a little bit different than it did at the beginning of our practice, if anything has shifted even the slightest, physically, energetically, emotionally. Gather your hands to your heart. With your eyes closed, just bow your head to your heart. Acknowledge yourself. Thank yourself for showing up here today, taking time to do your practice, to connect in a deeper way, more intentional way. Thank you for letting me guide you. Namaste. Thank you so much, everybody. You guys rock. If you have questions, feel free to ask. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. Hope to see you this weekend. Saturday or Sunday. Or both. 10 a.m. Mm-hmm. It's 90 minutes. Like the good old days, yeah. Yeah, well, how did that go? I told her that because she's like, I don't know. I have to get right back. She had a sitter, and she's like, I'm like, just teach 75. That's. I have told people who like 90, the rest are like, I'm done. After 75.